Okay, really excited about today's guest because you won't know this, Gary, but back in the day when the Fantasy Super League came out, you was my centre of choice on my Fantasy Super League. So the fact that I sat across from you right now is one of those moments where you kind of meet your heroes. I don't want to embarrass you or anything like that, but massive part of rugby league when I was growing up.
And he's a Leeds fan. So.
Yes, yeah, of course.
Cool.
The one season that you did at Leeds.
Yeah, good season though.
Yeah, it was a great season. Right, so we're gonna dive into your like career through rugby league and just get some of your stories and your take and stuff, and then finish up talking about the modern game. And I know you don't watch too much rugby, but just chatting to you before we start recording, very insightful what you're saying. So I want to kind of take you back to being a youngster in St Helens. You was quite a late comer to the game, weren't you?
When I was younger, I lived in South Africa, so I was never in that. My dad had a job when we went out there and come back, and I was never into rugby. Then I got my brother 2 years older, and we went to St Cuthbert School in St Helens, and that was a rugby league. I know the coach you play in PE, and so he got in. So I started watching him because my brother played in a good team. Then I went to the same school, so I started play. That's when I started playing rugby league. That was just for the school. Then after about a year of that, they had a teacher strike, so the teachers didn't do anything after the school hours and that. So all the rugby knocked on the head. Then I got into fishing. So it was quite good because it was like night fishing. So you used to go out and tell your parents you're going night fishing, and that's it. You're out all night and just messing around with your mates out and not getting in trouble. So I was doing that for a while. Then a friend of mine called Jason Critchley went on to have a great career himself. And he came up to me about 14 and we said, do you fancy going down Blackbrook and playing for Blackbrook? Maybe 14, 15 or something like that. So that's when I started playing rugby for a club besides my school.
Did you play other sports? Did you play a bit of football?
Yeah, I played a bit of football and I did a bit. I was always quite athletic in school, doing the races and stuff and that. I love sports. Sports was my go-to thing. No matter what it was, I'd have a go wherever it didn't matter what it was. And I was quite good at doing majority of sports that I took up.
I just want to touch on Blackbrook. I don't know too many teams in St Helens, but whenever we like players coming through into the professional ranks, Blackbrook seems to get mentioned quite a lot. Does it create a lot of Super League talent?
It did do, because back then I don't think they had they got a lot from Tatooine now, aren't they? Yeah. So that wasn't going around when I was, I don't know, dinosaur like back then. So Blackbrook was probably the main club that people went to in St Helens. One of the other two clubs as well, don't get me wrong, but yeah, majority of the people who come from St Helens want to play for Blackbrook.
Yeah. I mean, so you started playing rugby league, like I said, at a late age, but then your rise to like the professional game must have been like just so quick. It must have been like you literally turned round and before you knew it, you're playing in games like the Challenge Cup final, and then, not too long later, then playing for Great Britain. I mean, just take yourself back to those times. I mean, what was kind of going on in your mind, and when you're chatting to your mates and what have you?
Yeah, well, there's no systems like they have now. Basically, you play for your amateur club, Blackbrook, until you got signed on. Then you went in to play for the A team, which is like a reserve team for the Saints first team. So that's the route I went down. So when I was playing for the under-17s, I got, luckily enough, I had 3 clubs coming for me to give me a Salford, Warrington and Saints. But being a Saints lad, I went to the Salford one, but then I went to Saints and I was going to go to Warrington. And I thought, as soon as I got to Saints, that's it. I'm signing for Saints. So I was still playing amateur at Blackbrook on a Sunday.
What position were you playing now?
Fullback.
Fullback, right.
Yeah, fullback. So I was signed to Saints as a fullback. So I played for them on a Sunday. Then on the Friday night, if you're lucky enough, you get picked for the A team. So he's playing that. Then I played about maybe 5 or 6 games for the A team. Then a coach came over to Alex Murphy and he just said, Gary, he said, what are you doing this weekend on a Sunday? And I went, well, nothing, playing for my local amateur club. He says, no, you're not, you're playing for Saints first team. I said, you need to phone your coach up and tell him that you're not playing this week. You're playing for Saints. I went, really? And he went, yeah, and that was it. I never actually played. I played amateur again because I signed amateur contracts, but I never went to play for Blackbrook after after that again. But I did go on to tour with Alan Hunt, who was at Saints with me at the time, because we signed amateur contracts, both of us. So there was a tour to Australia, a Bala tour, which we both went on. And that's the reason why I signed as an amateur with St Helens. So I was playing Saints as an amateur, even when I was playing at Wembley and didn't get paid.
That's absolutely mental, that, isn't it? Playing at Wembley and not getting paid to play.
Well, yeah, just leave it at that.
Right.
We've got more of this fair share of stash and that kind of stuff, yeah.
Beer tokens.
How did you find Alex Murphy? I was coached by Alex Murphy at Huddersfield. So, and he was like a Saints legend, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And he too, broke into the first team at really, really 16, I think it was. On the day, wasn't it? He signed quite famously, on his birthday.
Yeah.
How did you find him? It's
the best thing happened to me. I wasn't a massive rugby, but I knew, everyone knows what Alex Murphy was, and he must have saw something in me.
Yeah.
Playing for the A team, because I remember talking to Phil Vivas, because I ended up taking his spot and he ended up moving to centre. And I'm friendly with Phil. I've always been friendly with Phil. He's looked after me from day one. And he come up to me and said, I was there when in the stand watching you. And he said, you didn't do nothing special, but you did the basics right. And he turned around to me and said, I'm playing him this week. So Phil knew about it. And then Phil said, well, will you play with me? So I put you in centres. And he goes, fair enough. Yeah, so Phil told me that, and I didn't do anything outstanding. I don't know. So he took a shine in me. So when a coach does that goes a long way, especially back then. If your coach didn't like you, don't matter how good you wasn't playing. And before then, I was just a young kid from Blackbrook, and Alex Murphy took a shine. He saw something in me and put his faith in me. And luckily enough, I think he did all right.
He made the right choice. Yeah.
How long did you play under an amateur contract for Saints? With just that first season?
Yeah, first season. So I played, I think, something like maybe 12 games. Then in the 13th game, I'm looking for could have been the Challenge Cup final. It was around about that time.
Right.
Yeah, so then I think we played one game after that. We got beat by Witness, and I can't remember what cup. There was a cup after.
Regal Trophy, were it?
No. The
Lancashire Cup?
Premiership.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Premiership. It's a knockout.
Yeah.
Then they beat us down. That was it. Then so I played about 14 games. And after I went on tour, we signed full-time contracts. The St Helens, both me and Alan Hunt. But when I was 17, this is what I really liked about Alex Murphy. I played in all the rounds in the Challenge Cup. I played in the semi-final, did all the rounds, and he picked me for the final, even though it didn't go where anybody was wanted to it.
Yeah.
He had that faith in me.
Yeah.
As a 17-year-old kid to go out there using animal experience, and for a person to back you, if he'd have said to me, he said, I don't think you're capable of playing in this game, and rested me for that game and played somebody else, that would have done more damage in my head than actually going out there and absolutely having a nightmare we all did, basically, not just myself, but the Saints team. So
that was the final that famously the Saints didn't score in the game and lost to Wigan.
So I'm a Wiganer now, so I'm forgiven, I think.
Well, sorry.
Go on. I was just going to say it was interesting. You just said I'm a Wiganer now, so I think we'll get onto that in a bit though. So early career St Helens, what was your sort of memorable moments? Then you were a couple of years at Saints, weren't you, before you moved on?
Oh yeah, I did 4.5 years at St Helens, and my last game was the Premiership final when we beat Wigan when we stopped them doing the Grand Slam. And that was my last game. And you said to me that was your last game at St Helens, you was going Wigan after that. I'd just looked at you and thought, you'd not a clue what you're going on about.
Yeah.
Well, I was on the plane to Australia the next day and literally celebrated with St Helens. 7 o'clock in the morning, going to the airport, jumping on a plane and going playing for Canterbury in Australia. And that was my last ever game for Saints, and probably one of my more favourite times at Saints, because obviously you beat Wigan in a final, stop them doing the Grand Slam. So it was massive, and it was our first major. I think we won the Lancashire Cup, but obviously that was good because it's always your first one to win. But the first major one with St Helens, was probably my last game I played with them.
So what are your early memories of Knowsley Road? Or is there anything that stands out?
Yeah, I don't think I ever went.
Apart from crowd always shouting forward for every pass. They were renowned for that.
Well, as a young kid, I don't think I ever watched Saints first team play. I played on the ground when I played for the school. I was playing 13 then. I was only 13. I scored an hat-trick. Nice. I got man of the match, so that's probably my favourite at the time. The only time I ever scored an hat-trick for Saints was at the Saints ground was when I was 12 years of age.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who think you mentioned Phil Vivers, and there were some big stars at Saints then. Who was it that kind of took you under your wing and, like helped nurture you a little bit? Or what friendships did you forge at that time that you still have now?
I wouldn't say one of them. I think every single one of them, honestly, every single one of them looked after me because I was just a young kid coming through. And don't forget, some of these people who were there, they were only 20, 21 themselves. But when you're 17 and you look up to 20, you think there's a massive age difference. And every single one of them, they was absolutely amazing. I can't fault any of them, and I can't give credit more than one because they was all important to me.
And do you think that the team cohesion, the way that everybody got on, was a big part of the success for Saints then?
It was in a transition period because everyone had a job at St Helens, more or less, except maybe Shane Cooper and maybe one or two of the Aussies come over, but they did a bit of cleaning up in the stands after.
Right.
But everyone had a job. When I played for Saints, I did 140 games from that for Saints, and 115 of them I wasn't working on the Monday morning after I played for Saints. I was working as a bricker with my uncle up in Oldham, so I was up at 7 o'clock playing for Saints on a Sunday, working 5 days a week, train for Saints Tuesday, Thursday, train Saturday morning for Saints, play on Sunday, back on building site, working as a bricker. So that's what I did till I got picked to go on tour in 1992 with Great Britain. Then I was away for 13 weeks, which was probably the best holiday I've ever been on. And I had to tell my uncle, I said, look, I think I'm going to give this Rugby League a bit of a go now because I've been picked for Great Britain.
Yeah.
I'm away for 13 weeks, so I doubt I'm going to be coming back. And he turned around and he just said, Gary, I can't believe it's took you this long to pack in.
What point did you sort of think, no, I am making a career of this? I am being a late.
Then I thought I'm going to go on tour and see how I go on tour in Australia. And
so it seems crazy. Sorry to
yeah.
But it seems crazy that you've got to wait to be part of the Great Britain setup to think, do you know what? I'm actually all right here. I'm going to make a career of this.
Yeah, but I was still really young because there's people in the team who get injuries, so that was on top back of my. If I get injured now, if I snap a cruciate ligament, that could be my career because back then it wasn't an 8-month fix because there was a lad, Jonathan Neal, played for us. He was out for 2 or 3 years. With one of them cruciate ligaments, so there's always that in the back of their mind. But then again, I did snap my cruciate later on in my career.
Take me back to that tour then. Any standout moments? Like, can you remember any teams that you played against while you were out there?
We did 3 weeks in Papua New Guinea, which was a 20-year-old kid going out there. I bet
that were nice, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good. It was a good eye. It was basically in a hotel. Then we did 8 weeks in Australia, travelling around Australia, which I went maybe 2 years before on that Abala tour, so it was awesome. We was getting paid. It was 400-500 quid. That was
back then.
But it was cash in hand as well, and they was giving it. Yeah, I think I've never been so rich in my life. So we did 3 weeks in New Zealand, and that's when I went out there. I didn't make the test team, obviously, because I'm just a young kid going on. But come towards the end of the tour, I played in the most games out there, and I ended up getting a spot in the test team. After that, in New Zealand, played in both test matches, played in that famous victory in Melbourne on the bench when we beat them there. That was unbelievable.
Yeah.
But just a group of lads went on there, 30 lads, and it was brilliant just to get to know everybody. And they all come up to me after and they think, Gary, it was nice to spend time with you, even as such a good kid. So that's when I probably grew up a bit, just got involved with socialising with people, getting to know people and getting to know the systems and stuff and that.
So was that still winter rugby in the UK? But summer rugby in Australia?
Yeah, summer rugby,
Was there a big difference? Could you see the difference?
Oh, I love some rugby.
Well, I know it suited you, didn't it? It suited your game. You excelled at that. But I'm just wondering if you could feel the difference between, the game.
It was faster, so I was quite quick as a young kid, because usually quite quick when younger. It suited my game. As soon as you put muddy pitches down there, I mean, it becomes more of a forward game, doesn't it? So I love it 100 degrees, because I'm thinking, if I'm 14 stone and it's going to affect me, what's going to affect these big guys later on in the game? They're going to get tired more than I am, and that's when I'm going to do something that they can't do because they're tired. So I loved some rugby. When it came in '96, I was the best news ever.
Which players were in that Barlow squad then that went on to make full-time professional?
There's quite a few.
The majority of
Paul Derbyshire was our captain, who obviously went on at Warrington, and obviously, we all know what happened there with Paul. It was disgusting. There's about 6 or 7.
Yeah,
he went on to have good careers in Rugby League.
Do we still have them now? Like the GB Barlow tours and all? Does it not exist?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
I remember one of my toughest games I ever played. I played GB under 23s when I was in the Navy. Well, played for the Navy, and just got absolutely beaten up by these kids that, as they were then. You know what I mean? And it was just like, if these are amateurs, So yeah,
Tommy Martin, he was there as well, and I went on a golfing trip with him.
Story coming up.
I didn't know this was Steve Prescott Foundation, so we went golfing and rooming with him, and he said, "Gary, you know what?" He said, "You're the only reason I come to St Helens." I said, "Why is that?" He says, "Because they don't know if you was going to Wigan or not." I said, "Nobody knew I was going to Wigan, so I didn't even know." And he said, "No, they did." And I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, because if Gary goes to Wigan, we're getting you." And so I was praying for you to go to Wigan.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, I didn't know that, because I didn't know I was going to Wigan. So obviously, all deals was going while I was in Australia, deals behind my back and everything. So,
well, let's talk about that then, because that must have been it was a huge move, to go from, say, a Saints lad going then to Wigan, and I know the Saints kind of regulars were hated the fact that you was going across to the enemy over the hill.
Well, they called you Judas, didn't they? That's what your nickname for a while.
I still get it. But now I get it a little bit, yeah. But now I'm retired, I can tell them what went on.
Yeah.
And so I do get a lot of people come up to me now and say, "Geez, Gary, I didn't know that happened," but it was,
What is it something you share?
Yeah. No. If you want me, yeah.
I'd love to hear it.
Yeah. So I went into Saints probably 3 times to get me, because when I signed up, I signed a 5-year deal, and I went in maybe after I played for the World Cup final, England v Australia. Went into that. I thought, I'd go back. I made it now in this. I'm playing for Great Britain. Went on tour. Went in before. Went on tour, and after I said, "Look, I'm playing for Great Britain. I'm Great Britain centre."
First choice centre at Great Britain.
Second part of, but yeah. So I was in the mix, and I'm like, "Can I extend my contract?" And they kept saying no. And 3 times I went into them, and they said no. Then, luckily enough, a lad called Jeremy Cracken come over and play with St Helens, who's come from Canterbury.
Yeah.
And he got friendly with him. He said, "Do you want to come over and play for us?" I said, "We're looking for a centre, because Darren Smith, who ended up going to Saints, he's playing centre, but he wants to play in back row. He fit in perfectly." So lined her up through him, and I said, "Yeah, I'd love to." So Saints let me go. Then just before they let me go, they come up to me and they said, "Right, Gary, we want to sign you for Saints." I said, "Man, I've been coming in for 3 years." I said, "I'm going to go to Australia. When I come back from Australia, we'll sit down and talk then, because you said to me, let my contract run out and we'll sign you." I said, "Well, I'm going to Australia in 2 days' time. You should come in here and try to talk to me." I said, "I'm going to go to Australia, enjoy my time over there. When I come back, we'll sort it."
Just for anyone watching who of a younger age, the Australian Rugby League played in the winter, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, the other way around.
In the summer. So
yeah. So you were able to play your contract in the UK, and then a lot of players well, not a lot, but some players went to Australia, didn't they, for that,
yes,
that
so
period as
so
well?
you play your last game for in the camp. You're going to play and you fly over.
Yeah.
So that was my last game. My last game with Saints was Premiership final at Old Trafford when I said before when we beat them. So that was my last game. Then I was on a flight the next morning over. So I got this contract to go to Australia. I thought, man, brilliant, love it. Went over there and I played for Canterbury and we ended up winning the league. And Canterbury come up to me and said, right, Gary, we want to sign you. And I'm like, well, offer me a 3-year deal. And I'm like, 3-year deal, living in a penthouse apartment, this and that, for your girlfriend, your wife over. Yeah, come on. So I'm like, yeah, more or less.
Nice.
Yeah. But then I had Saints on the phone and I'm like, yeah, what are you going to do? I said, well, I realise I won't stay with Saints, but if I'm not, I'm going to go for Canterbury. I told them the Saints. So you need to give me, I don't know, about $5,000 more than what it was. It wasn't about money, it's about the principle. Because I was asking from day one for this.
Yeah.
And I said, no, that's what it is. And I would take a pay cut, come back from St Helens and I was getting and go live in a lifestyle in Australia.
Yeah.
And I got a phone call one off my agent saying, Saints, I saw you to Wigan. I went, you are? I said, no, I can't go in. I hate Wigan. I says, I've all my games that I play against Saints.
Was
finals.
there no discussions with you?
No discussions.
But is that normal? That doesn't seem right.
Because it was before the Bosman ruling.
Right.
So you didn't. When you finish your contract, I'm still contracted with St Helens. So I had about 4 months of my contract left.
All right.
So I come back, or I come back play Saints for 4 months, and I was a free agent. Then obviously I decide where I wanted to go. So I get a phone call. I said, no, we've sold you for 250,000. And I goes, well, what's my cut in it? He goes, nothing. So I went, really?
So how long did Wigan sign you for then?
5 years.
Crikey.
So that could happen. You see, you was almost out of contract at Saints, and then they sold you for 5 years.
Yeah.
To Wigan.
To Wigan, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a shrewd bit of business from Saints, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
You know, he treated you like a number.
I was a good signing for him because got me 140 games out of me.
Yeah.
Paid for nothing and sold me for not a record fee, but
yeah.
it was up. My money. Yeah. There's a lot of money back then. So the Saints did all right. Then I ended up signing for Wigan. I thought I got my head around it for me, but I said, look, they sold me to Wigan. So I just went, right, that's it. I'm going to prove you wrong. I think I could prove the worst decision. So that fired me on a bit. So every time I played Wigan Saints, I was trying to break extra, not personally or anything. I just thought, right, I'm going to prove them wrong. For selling me.
Yeah.
It's crazy, these points in a player's career that like just become pivotal moments, you know, that create a bit of fire in your belly and spur you on. Oh. Did you know that Wigan, did you get the sense that Wigan were going to go on to like a great times?
No, Wigan was winning everything.
Yeah.
I couldn't beat Wigan in it. I played 2 Challenge Cup finals against them for Saints. We lost them both. I think there was a run of 6 Challenge Cup finals and they win the league 4 or 5 times and winning this. So there was a great team and how can I not turn around and say, I'm going playing in a great side. So I'm like, they sold me to that and then both thought, right, yeah, they've probably done me a favour because I'm more than likely I'm going to go and win trophies now.
Yeah.
And the Saints sold me to a team that's competitive. They won't get better than them. And they sold an up and good player like myself onto Wigan. So that just didn't make sense to me. But
did you ever get an explanation from anybody at the club? Or
yeah, I know why they did it.
Was it just money?
Money for Saints, yeah. Because if I'd have went to Canterbury, Australia, there's a rule. They only get £80,000 for me.
Oh, right.
So they sold me to Wigan for 250.
Yeah.
And I get called Judas.
But so the average fan just thought mental.
You know what I mean? So but I could not say, I couldn't come out and say I go on a podcast or come out to the news, you go into Wigan, and I can't go and say, I don't want to go Wigan. How would that sit with your teammates?
Yeah.
But lucky enough, all the Wigan lads I knew through Great Britain and on the tour, like I said before, and they was brilliant with me. So I know qualms of going mixing with the players because I got on really well with them, and I knew I'd fit in after a while. So it wasn't a big it was just a shock, for it to happen.
Yeah. So what was it like? I mean, what was it like walking around St Helens at the time? Did you have people stopping you in the street, or?
Well, I think this was done maybe a month after I was in Australia, or maybe. So I was in Australia, so I didn't get any backlash because I was on the side of the world.
Yeah.
So my dad, he lived in a pub in St Helens, and the last pickup for the Saints team bus, where like supporters, he got picked up there last. Anyway, so I flew home, played for Canterbury, and I did 15 games for them. My last game, we won the league, and we had 2 chances of getting a grand final, and we lost both of them. So I'm like, I've gutted. That was probably the worst feeling ever, not being able to chance to play in a grand final for Canterbury. Then I had to be on the plane home the following day after. So I was following plane out to I'd do the same game, come play for Wigan. So I flew home on the Sunday. John Dora picked me up from the airport, Wigan coach, played for Wigan on a Wednesday night. He had to get witness. I won't swear, it was wet, windy, cold. And I'm like, all my mates from Canterbury, they're off at Whitsundays now on a boat and enjoying the time there. And I'm like, oh dear hell, thanks a lot, St Helens. What have you done to me again? But don't get me wrong, I've loved my time at Wigan. Like I said before, I'm a Wiganer. So it did me a good, massive favour in the end. But so I played for Saints, then played for Wigan on the Wednesday. Then my dad had the last bus. He said, Dad, he phoned me. He said, do you want to come to the Saints to play in Cass at Cass? He said, do you want to come? I said, yeah, I'll come. I said, well, I'm going on the supporters coach. Don't come. I went, yeah, that'd be a good idea. Young kid, you're very naive, aren't you? So I went down to my dad's pub. Well, I lived there, so I was downstairs in the pub. Then my dad walked on the thing. Then I walked on and was last pick up, and it was full of Saints spectators. And I walked on, and he just went dead quiet. Literally quiet all the way there. No singing, no songs or anything. And I was sat on the bus and I thought, oh, this is all right. I'm not going any crap, really. And I get to the ground and obviously wind round, I was there. Next minute, all I heard was, Judas, Judas. I turned around to my dad and said, what are they singing Judas for? He says, they're singing about you, son. So I thought, then I got on the thing about, and that was probably the craziest thing I've ever done. Why would I think getting on the St Helens supporter bus for my first game, go and watching them, see your teammates?
Yeah.
It'd be a good idea. So, yeah.
What was Coach journey like on way back?
It's quiet again. No, I had a drink then, so there's no. But most of them were dad friends. Don't be wrong. So my dad probably told them what went. A few people what went on. So I mean, people were respective in that sense. But people who didn't know, just go out and do what this. Whatever phase. I mean, I don't mind that. I go play for Saints against. I want them to give abuse to me.
Yeah. Because
that's what they paid for. But there's times and places to do it. And on a rugby pitch is fine. I take all the abuse you want. But I was at Dad's funeral 3 years ago. I was saying 5 years ago, whatever, at a funeral. I was sat in a taxi rank in St Helens after the wait 2 o'clock in the morning, and somebody come up abusing me, calling me all names, and I was a bit tuned in. But my aunties had to stick up for me and say, look, Dad's funeral today, and they didn't care, and they just went on abusing me. Luckily, I had a few drinks, and they told me this tale after because I was unaware of it. But that's wrong.
Yeah.
There's time and place for everything, and that was 15 years after I've left. When I'm retired as well, so there's times and places to give it to players, and players accept that because that's what you're there for.
Part of the.
We've just been talking about like your contract there and selling and all that. So was there any sort of like non-disclosures or anything like that? Was you not allowed to talk about player contracts? It's not something we do in the UK, is it? We don't often hear about like how much players are paid and all the rest of it. But like in Australia, it's quite the opposite.
They all seem to know, don't they?
Yeah, like Nathan Cleary's worth this, he gets paid this much, and
they're only guessing, though, aren't they? It's a rough idea.
Yeah,
the rough idea because they just go off what they think they're worth. No, it's personal. If anybody wants it, it's not confidential or anything, but it's. If you want to tell people, I can tell you I was on $2,000 at Saints for 5 years. Would you believe me?
I don't know, mate.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So that's what Saints paid me, even though I was playing for Great Britain Centre. So that was me contract for the year. I was on $2,000.
I mean, I've got no concept there of.
Well, it's no, is it?
Well,
it's no.
We're talking years ago, aren't we? So well, give me
This is why other people had they were bricklayers during the week, and it were almost a bit of pocket money. You know?
Yeah, that's all it was. Yeah.
So top player back then? Have you any idea how? Say the highest paid player.
I don't know what Saints, but Wigan obviously they was full time, so they was on a lot more money.
Yeah.
But I got offered 60,000 to play for Canterbury, live in an apartment, living the lifestyle and everything, and I was on $2,000 for Saints.
Yeah.
You know,
that's mental.
And I was willing to take probably a $25,000 pay cut from Australia to stay at Saints. But they just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all relevant because I was not for the money. I just love playing. I love playing rugby when you're 20, 21. That's all you think about, isn't it? You won't play, you won't win games, you won't play in big games, and that's what I did. So I was happy.
The move to Wigan then, because Wigan are renowned for bringing a lot of professionalism to the game. You know, they were just playing a different style then. You know, this is why they had this big run of success and still do to this day. You know, they still lead a lot today. Was there a difference in the camp? You know what I mean? When you went to Wigan, did it feel different, or are you smiling here?
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, be honest. Yeah.
The only difference when you went to Wigan, you couldn't be working. You couldn't have a full-time job. That was
so. How often were you training? More often, you know? No difference.
So we trained Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturday mornings, and everything else was optional. So you give a lot of kids with a lot of money, good money. What do you go and do?
Big drinking culture.
So everyone says, you're professional when you went Wigan. You played on a Sunday. Nobody's been working on a Monday.
No.
You know what I mean? But when I was playing with Saints, everyone was working Monday, Tuesday, whatever. So you couldn't go out drinking, but it's a bit different when you're a young kid. You got money you'd have to get for train.
Yeah.
So it was a very big difference in drinking culture. Once to Wigan, it was a lot bigger.
All right.
Than it was at other clubs because that for the reasons. And
I wouldn't have thought that. It's interesting that you said that because I wouldn't have thought that at all. I always just looked at Wigan as like the marquee club, the most professional. But
no, it was professional. Don't get me wrong. People who went there, they drummed into you. You go out and enjoy yourself, but when you trained hard and you pushed by everybody. It was a bit. Obviously, in that sense, when you come to training days and stuff like that, it was a lot tougher at Wigan than it was at Saints, more focused and stuff. You get all that. But the other side to it, when you wasn't, you was probably on the other side of the fence. So there was probably two extremes. Big drinkers or enjoying yourself because you could. And when you trained, obviously, you trained a lot harder and you pushed because they all wanted success at Wigan. That was the mentality of people. It was fear of failure. Fear of failure. We don't want to be in a team that's going to lose this and that, and it gets drummed into you. So that pushes you on into training and stuff. Push yourself bigger.
This time at Wigan, two things I really want to talk about. The Wigan Saints derbies, you know. Do you remember your first Wigan Saints derby? And then also the players that you were playing with at that time, you know, who were the ones that made the biggest mark on you?
Obviously, we're playing for Saints. I don't know my very first one. I know.
No, but sorry, I meant when you was at Wigan. You know what I mean? You're now playing for Wigan.
Oh, so I remember first, because obviously I played the Saints derby before. I played a lot. I just got brief. I think one maybe wrong here. Maybe first or second Saints derby playing with Saints. I think we beat Wigan, and it was maybe a week before the Challenge Cup final, 8-9, and we beat them 4-2. I think Paul Farber kicked 2 goals and they kicked 1. The pitch was that muddy and that wet. Nobody could see anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that probably was my first or second. Might have been my second or my first derby for Saints, and probably won 4-2, and then we're going to get stuffed a week later when it's got a good pitch. My first one was walking out. And I knew what was coming, and I walked, obviously, what happened at Casa and walked out, and I just got a lot of abuse. But I think we won our first maybe 5 or 6 occasions. There was close games, but Wigan always seemed to win, so that was good because I still had friends in St Helens. I was still going out drinking St Helens, so I'd go and play, and I'd spend my nights in St Helens after.
Yeah,
you know. So it was always good to him because I'm like, mate, give me abuse, but I've won today. So,
Yeah.
So it was good. It's when it started getting good and Wigan not so good. That was there were the times that weren't so good.
And the players, so the key players in the team, in the Wigan team, then.
I'm trying to remember back to the players that were in that Wigan side when you first went and signed for.
Well, my winger was Martin Afire.
Yeah.
So I'm playing. I would not been played the best winger ever, in my opinion, English winger to ever play the game. He was phenomenal. Some of the tries he scored was. I'm aside of him going, wow. Then with Jason Robinson, then had Dean Bell.
Yeah.
Absolute
Dean
legend.
Bell,
yeah. So I was playing right centre at Saints. Then obviously, when I come to Wigan, I had to play left centre because I'm not going to take Dean Bell's spot. Then, so I carried on playing left centre, which was good because I had Martin there. Then Inga Twigamala come along and he says,
back Twigamala.
Yeah, so...
The whole side was just full of stars.
Oh, yeah, full of stars. Inga Twigamala come along and he says, which centre do you play? I'm not bothered. Well, can I play left? So I signed up swaps, so that's how I come being a right centre. Otherwise, I probably stayed left. Well, it didn't matter. Left or right didn't really matter to me which I played. But yeah, I mean, Andy Farrell coming through as a young kid. He played at Wembley 18 as a forward, and he was an immense best player ever for me, English player to play the game. Henry Paul, Sean Edwards, Fran Obotica, Dennis Betts.
Just littered with stars.
These superstars, yeah.
You know, when you look around the change rooms, you think, you know, if there's anyone I want to play a game of rugby with, it's these. Yeah,
because I played a great bit with them. Don't forget that pack in '92. I think it was the Wigan pack that played against Australia and we won that game. They just So I knew a lot of the players before, and I knew what they were like, and I knew that they'd go out when they go out, they put it on the line, but they could also enjoy themselves and have a crack, and you can spend time with them, just having fun like everybody else does.
Yeah.
Because basically you're just rugby players, and so you do have a banter with each other, you wind each other up, and Wigan players was exactly the same.
Who was the biggest party animal in that Wigan team?
Me.
No.
But there was everyone knew the limits, you see.
Yeah.
Everyone knew the limits. So when you won stuff, you went out and you enjoyed it, and he was allowed to do that at Wigan. Like the most famous one after the Challenge Cup every year, I didn't play for the first 6, but the last 2, the guy said he never saw anything like it. The coach joined on the way back. Everyone was drunk. They come in, they wrecked the change rooms, and said, "How long have we been doing this?" "Oh, every year." Come in. The first thing is wreck all the change rooms so they get new stuff. And they just go out and smash it off this and that. And so well, that's they do. As long as they keep winning, it doesn't matter.
I remember that. I think was it that 92 Challenge Cup final win where, like, I think Sean Edwards literally rolled off the team bus. Was on it. Was that one? Wasn't it?
Yeah. Trying to do an interview on it, and he was like, just couldn't even speak.
Yeah, I think on the team bus, I think Calvin Scarrett or Martin Afire over the top of a double-decker bus with one hand, like try to hold him up drunk.
Yeah,
but it was all acceptable because the culture was slightly different.
Yeah,
you go out and you win, especially a big game. You just like. Basically, within the rules, obviously, just be respectful to everyone. Just go out and enjoy yourself.
Party hard.
With your teammates and stuff. And if you did that, it was acceptable.
Well, there was an article, I don't remember, and they nicknamed you Laga. Do you know this? Or
Yeah.
Can you explain?
Well, everyone calls me Gary Laga, but
right.
I tell all the people at Wigan call me Gary Laga because when I was at St Helens. There's a bloke called Barry Laga, Barry Legend.
Right.
He's a winger.
Yeah.
He played outside Malmeninga and stuff, and absolutely he's a legend in St Helens. And he was called Barry Laga. So when I was at St Helens, they called me Carlsberg Connolly. So only reason was because I don't mind a drink, but I only drink lager. Yeah. I don't do wine. I don't do champagne. Yeah. I just don't like the taste of it. So so that's why.
So it's like, drink and like,
all right, so explain this to people, and it says, no, it's not. It says, it is. That's where it come. Then when I signed for Wigan, that's when people started going like, and I couldn't say, oh, I went, fair enough, because I'm not at Saints. I could not be called that at Saints.
Yeah.
I said, I prefer that than Carlsberg Connolly.
Carlsberg Connolly is a classic, that is.
Yeah. So it went on, but like I said, if you won stuff, I'm I'm not one for the person after a game in the change room celebrating, and don't get me going on banging this drum and all that singing. That just didn't happen in our day. And to be honest, I don't think if I wasn't playing now, obviously if I brought up, you do that, but it wasn't like that. I just wanted to get out of that change room as quick as possible.
Yeah.
So I'd be in the bar just on my own, having lager shander, because you've got rehydrate, haven't you? Lager shander, lager top, and a pint of lager. And I just love that quiet bit on my own.
Yeah.
So I was like in the shower, changed, gone within 10 minutes. And people couldn't get to the seats to the bar, and I'm there at the bar. So people say, "Oh, he likes to drink." It wasn't because I like to drink. I just like that little bit of quiet on my own.
Yeah, like
away from everything.
Transition from the game, from the changing rooms.
Yeah.
You know, to
and I never made no qualm about it. But, oh, you like a drink? I said, yeah, I did like, but everybody else did.
Yeah, it was difficult.
But I just played along with it. People won't call me that. It doesn't bother me. Call me whatever you want. It don't affect me.
Gary, talk to me about the losses then. What was it like in the Wigan changing rooms when you lost a game?
The first final I've played in Wigan, I lost. Cast beat us in the Regal Trophy final. It was at Edinley. And they was all singing. I was on the whistle, I thought, I've jinxed him here. There's all the players, there's brilliant. And they're all singing, we'll win again, don't know where. And I'm going on the latest, I'm going, well, you're not depressed just now, you can't win them all. But we'll win the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was good crazy.
There's an this is my opinion from the outside looking in. There's more of an expectation from Wigan fans than there is any other team in rugby league, I think. Am I right in saying that?
Because the success they've had, recent success, and I'd probably say with Saints when they won 4 in a row, the expectation for them to go on and win more and more, it comes because you win a lot and they expect a lot. When you don't win a lot, they don't expect it. So Wigan was winning everything, and rightly so, because obviously they went out and had the money to do so. They went out and bought players and they bought best teams, and everyone can argue that's why they were successful. But they brought a lot of young kids through as well. They did it right, and this is what because Wigan's got a great talent of kids coming through the system, and they've always had done. And Wigan have always built a team around that. In my opinion, what I've seen, they get the best teams from the country or even Wigan. Then they add superstars to it from abroad or add people to it.
Yeah.
And they've always worked around that motto. And Wigan, it's a very good catchment area of rugby league. And that's why they've been successful, I think. And Saints, they had a lot of young kids coming through together. Leeds, when they was dominant, I went and played for Leeds. And I was 31. Then I'm like, Kevin Sinfield was 22, and he's your captain. Dan Maguire, Rob Burrows, all these, all these superstars, and a group of them stayed together, and they added to him. And that's how that's how you get success in rugby league. You need a core group of young players who are going to stay together, who want to play for that club, and you add to it.
Gary, what do you think you brought to a team? Like, what was your strengths? If you said,
setting up Martin a fire for all his tries. That's
no, just consistently steady. The defensive layout out, because I was a fullback. I mean, I never only played centre. I'll tell you why I played centre. For my first game ever, I was playing for Saints, and coach come up to me and he says, "Right, Gary, I'm going to play you centre this week." I went, "Really?" I said, "I've never played centre before." He said, "Yeah, you'll be all right." Trained Thursday night at centre, and then I went home and told my dad again. And he says, "I'm playing centre." He said, "Are you playing?" I said, "Oh, I'm playing Wigan." I go back, Tony Arrow and Kevin Arrow at Central Park, my first game ever at centre. Then I stayed centre. So I was always like a defensive centre. Then later on, or wherever, obviously you need to be able to attack as well. But I prided myself on being defensive.
Yeah, I read that about you. The greatest part of your game was the defensive part of your game.
Yeah, that's why.
Did you like training wise? Did you put a lot of attention on that? Or?
I liked it. Yeah, I like tackling. I liked tackling the big guys because I was only 14 half stone maximum, but I just didn't enjoy that side of it. people run at me and I tackle and put them on the floor, and I really enjoyed it. And it was a big emphasis of you could do those tackles. So I'm going like my marker, right? I can get 4 or 5 in if I go and get the first marker in and stuff. And it was massive, and that's why I thought I did all right in Australia, since all defensively. And I went over there defensively, and I did all right. Obviously, they wanted to sign me because you got me defence first, then attacking after.
I think you scored 5 tries out in your time at Canterbury.
I scored 2 in my debut.
2 in your debut?
Yeah. But just like,
who was that against? Can you remember? Against Bunnies?
No, against Eastern Suburbs, because we played at the stadium, Sydney Stadium.
Right.
So that was my first game. So, like I said, when I went over on the plane because I went straight from the Saints ground, picked my bag up. My mum and dad's, my girlfriend and wife now, jumped on a plane, forgot everything, forgot my kit, forgot everything. Jumped on a plane over, said nothing. The only thing that I brought was a jock strap for some reason, rather than having at Saints. So I'm in the change rooms, and for first Canterbury game, I was getting changed. Next thing I pulls this jock strap up and puts it on there. They've all got
like budgie smugglers on. Yeah,
you've got like trunks. Oh, you're your trunk forever. And they all look around and think, hey, come here. I'm looking Gary here. I went, well, I'll put this on. He goes, come on, do a catwalk. They've been making me walk up and down like that, doing it, strutting me, saying a catwalk. I'm like, oh my God, never worn one ever again in my life.
Yeah, it was weird, one of the old jockstrap era. Did you ever?
Never wore one, mate.
Oh, it was all at Saints. They're giving me at Saints, so that's why I got it. Obviously, I played in the last game. I had it, and the only thing I took over Australia, and I get room for it. And I goes out and plays the game. I score a try in the first half, try second half. But 5 minutes into that game, I'm laying on the floor, and some Aussie come over and just punch me. And he goes, "Welcome to Australia, you pommy person."
All right, you can swear on this pod.
All right, you pommy cunt.
Yeah.
And he cut my lip about 8 stitches. Never went. You didn't have to go off there. You just got blood, whatever. Anyway, I'm in the change room after, so I've just been shored up in the change room before. Next one, I'm getting stitched. And they all come in and watch him, and the doctor goes, you need about 7 or 8 stitches in that. I said, you don't need anaesthetic, do you? I said, no. So I'm getting my lip stitched. Like about 5 players are watching me. I didn't know the names or anything because I just turned up and I thought, just don't cry. Don't cry.
Don't cry.
And it's the most painfulest thing I've ever done, trying to get stitched without crying.
Well, your lips are sensitive as well, aren't
Exactly. And he's stitching and he's pulling it through and he's tying it in a knot and my lips are tear. Just don't cry.
Welcome to
Did
Australia.
it never heal right? That you always had a bust lip when you were playing.
Yeah.
I remember watching back. It's like lips always bleeding.
Oh yeah, I've loads of cuts. So teeth have gone through them, ears pulled off, cuts in my eyes, But it was like, no, you didn't have to go off then. You just get a sponge on and or maybe you go off, get a quick stitch and come back on, or a bandage on and come back on. That was the norm.
Different times. When you look at the modern game, what do you think the big differences are in the modern game compared to when you was playing then?
Structured. It's very structured. Not very structured. Depends on which teams you go. I mean, but everyone plays the same systems now. We're all for Australia. They brought it in years ago. We seem to follow. We was more off the cuff. We had a bit of structure coming out of your own half, but we had a bit. If a player thought something was on, he went to the line and you just made sure you was there pushing up with him.
Yeah, Sean.
Yeah. Just like
for that one.
Yes, yeah. So you could know what each other people did. So basically, we had a bit more freedom to do what we want. And for me, that's the difference where we played back then and how it is now. But we still had structure, don't be wrong, but it wasn't as what it is now.
Here's a question then. Fantasy question this is, right? If you've took that Wigan team that you played with, the great Wigan side, and you was to play that against, I don't know, let's say the Hull KR, who's just won the league this year, the two styles, who do you think would come out on top?
Probably okay.
Because of the...
I don't tell you what, they'd be bruised and battered though. Jesus, they'd be bruised and battered, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Just because how the game's developed. And,
yeah.
I mean,
never judge
it's a
generation.
ridiculous
question.
It's completely different styles.
Yeah, because they probably play a style that we don't know. We play a style and we throw it about. But everyone's professional. You got to defend. They look like they can defend. That's what win your games, doesn't it? I mean that's defense wins your games.
Yeah, but
I'm not saying maybe on a sunny day and an afternoon, I want a bit more flair and probably put your money on Wigan, that Wigan team of ours, because obviously we're all quick and we're flooring us. But when you have to go on a wet pitch like it is on the grand final, they're cold and whatever, that flair goes away a bit as much. But I don't know. It's a very cool question.
Yeah,
you don't know.
it is. But
Yeah.
I suppose what I'm getting at a little bit is that when I watch classic games, I do miss that more free flowing style of rugby that we used to have. It's become very methodical, hasn't it, at rugby league now? It's all structured plays. You kind of know what you're getting a lot of the time. But when I watch back, there was a lot more off the cuff. There was a lot of different ways that you'd see a try scored. I think is what I'm getting at.
There's a lot. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, how often do you see a scrum half do a little chip over at defence and collect his own kick, and someone goes through and scores? You don't see anything like that happen anymore.
Very rarely.
Yeah.
It's everyone's structure. You get to a certain point in field and you set up. Everyone knows what's coming because you set up for it, and you just have to defend it. If you defend it well, you do all right. But obviously, they've got the numbers, so the attacking's always got an advantage. That's these days, so that's how they play. Before we obviously we did that at times, but other times if he's going there, if you're getting an offload it. When we go broken play, then it's like broken play.
Yeah.
The line's a bit staggered. Some have moved up, some haven't moved up. We can exploit that, but you have to push up. You have to hit that next hole. You have to run, and that's what. When I went to Wigan, more than other clubs, Saints was good at it because they like to play a lot of flirt, so there had to be somebody there. That's what Wigan was. There was always somebody there to pass the ball to, and that's massive back in there. I'm massive now because there's nobody there to pass the ball to. It's like 1 man against 3 people tackling you. With 3, 4 of you going into a tackle going forward, it's 3 on 3. You've got more chance of getting an offload, getting a quick play of the ball again, wherever. It's just. For me, it's the biggest thing, just being able to make yourself available for the person who's got the ball.
As well as your memories about rugby league, do you have any possessions that you're really fond of? Are you one for your little keepsakes and stuff like that, trophies perhaps? I
kept all my jerseys. I thought, right, because testimonials was quite big, so. Did 4.5 years, so I kept on my saying, I'll have a testimonial because everyone had testimonial saying on the left. I thought, geez, got to do another 10 years. So I did 9.5 years at Wigan, then I didn't get a testimonial at Wigan. So all them jerseys went again. So I just give them all away. But I just 1 or 2. There's 2 there's 3, but there's a story behind one of them that I'll never give away. So. One's my Leeds one, when I won the Lance Todd playing for Leeds, and my very first one for Saints, Challenge Cup final 8-9. Never give that away.
So the Leeds game, Lance Todd Trophy, you was on the losing side, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Just talk to me about that game. What can you remember from it?
Everything. It was the atmosphere because we played at the Welsh Stadium with the roof shut, and we never. First time we played in a stadium, and the atmosphere, because obviously the roof shut, it's probably one of the most best atmospheres you could have.
It was against Bradford, wasn't it?
Against Bradford,
yeah. Bradford Leeds, yeah.
And it was a very close game. And don't forget, we had a lot of young kids in that side, and I'm a senior statesman back then. And I knew this is going to probably be one of my last, if not my last Challenge Cup. So it was special.
Yeah.
And it was so close, because I think Kevin Sinfield had a chance to kick from the touchline when he didn't take it, which rightly so, going on to win the game.
I remember.
So it's something like that. Yeah. So it was nip and tuck, and it was just because it was emotional, so close. Then obviously I announced 10 minutes to go, we've still not won, and it gets announced on the time Gary Connolly's won, and it just didn't. I thought, no, I'm not interested. I just want to try and win this game.
So you heard it?
Oh yeah,
just didn't allow yourself to react.
Yeah, no. I'm going to say, whatever.
Yeah.
No. Then after, I got a lot of stick because apparently when I went up for the award, I had my head down and I was like
Yeah,
But I got a lot of stick for it. Yeah, and the reason I was like that, because don't forget wrong, what people don't realise, I knew that was my last game, and all my teammates were there, and I had to go up and collect a personal award, and all my teammates are crying because their award. I can't go.
Yeah, celebrate. Yeah.
They wouldn't have been respectful, would they?
Yeah, Bradford got the trophy and they were celebrating like anything over there. So I had to walk past that. They was all playing "We Are the Champions" on the thing, and I'm like, and I'm getting an award for an individual performance.
It's a weird dynamic, isn't it?
What do you do? If I went up and celebrated, I'd have got shit for that. Looking, why is he doing that? So I just thought, head down, get your award, say thank you. Then there's a big speech. Salford is in on the Wednesday night following it. And I went up and I told this story. And I said, absolutely can't believe how honoured I am to win this. That's what that time and place, like I said, time and place to do everything. I went out, give me a speech, and they all come up to me and said, shook me hand and went, I think we've done the same, Gary.
Yeah.
All the past, he's won it, so.
Yeah, strange. And I don't think there's many people, is it, that picks it up on the... Was that the first time it
I think 3 or 4 of us. I think Kevin Sinfield did it as well, didn't he, later on?
There's been a couple.
Yeah, I think
I don't remember any.
I'm wondering if yours was the first.
No, I think it was... Excuse me. I think there was a couple, maybe 1 or 2 before me.
Right.
But I don't know off the top of my head, but yeah, there wasn't many.
Have you watched that game back?
No.
No.
You don't watch many games, do you, Gary?
No, I don't watch many
league games.
I watch Wigan, obviously.
Do you go to the games?
I go to about 4 or 5 Wigan, then I'll go to a Saints game. Funnily enough, I went to 3 in a row for Saints games just because I got invited to them, so I tend to go for them reasons. But obviously,
so if they have like a class of 95 or whatever, then you know what I mean, you'll go with some of the players from that era. But other than
so you have a reunion, and it's usually a game, so I'll go. Well, I do like going to Saints because I've got not a lot of friends who've played the game there, but I've got a lot of friends in St Helens because I'm a Saints lad, and all these come to games, so it's just great to catch up with people. I obviously watch the game when I'm there, but I wouldn't watch if it's on television. Say LKRV Leeds, I shouldn't say Leeds, should I? Because I play for them. Say LKRV Hull or so, or whatever. I won't watch that on telly. And I've tried to go to a Wigan Saints derby game, whether it's either, especially at Easter, whether it's at Wigan or whether it's at Saints. So I don't watch too much of it.
Did you? Obviously, you had a lot of time with Great Britain and England as well, and even a game for Ireland.
Game for Ireland.
Did you keep any of your Great Britain shirts? Or
I've got 1 or 2, but I say I give them quite a lot away because people come up for charity, and I'm thinking they're stuck in an attic in a suitcase somewhere, or it could be somebody on somebody's wall. So I did give a lot away. If I'm looking back, I might have 1 or 2, but I don't know which ones they are. So I really should have kept my first one, but I don't know where that is, to tell the truth. I mean, with my medals as well, I don't know where. They're in me house somewhere. I'm not. I don't really dwell on things like that. But obviously, I've got 2, like I said before, which I'll just never give away.
Which are your proudest moments in a Great Britain shirt?
When we beat Australia with 12 men, and Jiffy scored that.
Was that one where Sean got sent off?
Sean was sent off in first 5-10 minutes to clean Bradley Clyde out, didn't he?
Yeah.
No, there was a good tackle there.
What was it? Can you remember what you thought at the time when he just done that?
Well, I was surprised he could reach that high.
Because he jumped, that's what.
No. Well, it was Sean because he had bad shoulders, so he used to put strapping on round here, and he got on his arm, he put strapping, so he couldn't lift his shoulders up more than that high. That's what he did. So for him to click something around the head,
he did.
Bradley Clyde,
didn't he?
Then obviously Jiffy went and scored that super
incredible.
And then we just defended. Like I said before, it's all about defence. We kept them down to 1 try. You keep Australia down to 3 tries or less, you've got a chance. As soon as they go over that, because we ain't going to score 4 tries, no matter what Great Britain team you're playing or how good you are, they just don't concede more than that many tries. So that's why you play Australia, you've got to pick a team of defenders, and that's what, when we ever done well against Australia when I was younger, It's people who wanted to tackle, defenders. You could tackle, athletic people who wanted to, who enjoyed tackling. I think that's probably where Great Britain went wrong a bit. There are people in that squad who are good tacklers who just wanted to be on the field to tackle and do nothing more, and he didn't pick them.
Are you sad that we don't have the Great Britain concept anymore?
Yeah, I was surprised when I was coming over here. I didn't realise until really late on that it was England, not Great Britain. And obviously, Great Britain, yeah, it means a lot because most of my caps were Great Britain. I played maybe 4 England, 1 Ireland. Can't you work that one out? And maybe 30 or 28 for Great Britain. So it was all Great Britain, and I think that's the way it definitely should go.
The only trouble now is there's a big disconnect in there now. If you bring Great Britain back now, because I had this conversation with my wife, who's probably been watching rugby probably as long as she's known me, so 18 years, right? I told her about Great Britain because she'd never heard of Great Britain. To her, it's always just been England. Yeah. I was like, oh, Great Britain's coming back when they had that test down under a few years back, and she was going, why? I don't understand. And I was going, no, Great Britain's better. It's like traditional kit, and it means so much to rugby league. And she went, who plays from then? I went, oh, all England players. She's like, I don't get it. Like, just. Yeah. At that time, though, we did have like stronger Welsh sides.
Well, we had Jonathan Davis.
And Irish sides.
Would we won that game without him?
Yeah.
You mean probably not?
No.
And obviously, what a great player he was. Brian Carney. Obviously, I played with him in Ireland, so I made his debut. Signed me here for Ireland. Both made our debuts together, and that was a bit of an eye opener for Brian because. He ran in with his head up like that and went up to him and said, mate, just give us a bit of advice. When you going to tackle, just tuck your head down a bit and you run as hard as you can. Then he would have thought 10 years he's the face of rugby league. But yeah, good on him. He was good, Brian. And I ended up playing Great Britain with him. He's my winger for Great Britain and Ireland, so that was good.
Yeah, so it's a shame that we don't have like stronger nations in it now to still have that Great Britain, really. I used to love watching Great Britain, and it was so sad when we went all those years without the Ashes almost.
Yeah, it was. I played in maybe 4 Ashes series. I thought, and it's always nice to have the Ashes, and all clips come on social media, and one famous one was Adrian Morley, when he cleans him out, and I'm outside of him. I see that one. I thought, well, that's all right. You're not going to sent off for this one. You've got a shawl, and next minute, I'm like, you get sent off. Oh my God, here we go again. Yeah. I mean, nearly pulled it off again in that game. Yeah. It was very close. I think they score towards the end to win or something like that. So,
it was.
Remember the game? So
that series, I think in Great Britain, I think we were winning, weren't we, in most games up until the last sort of 10, 15 minutes, I believe.
Yeah. So, we had, even though we was a big team, we like I said before, we picked a team full of people who wanted to tackle. Yeah. Like I said, I drum this into many people. There's people out there who don't like tackling. For me, when you play Australians, they're just going to tackle. You want to tackle. You won't go out and get 50 tackles. You need people. Morgan Smithers, he should have been played up for me up front. Not him or people like him. They'll take you 50 drives and he'll do 50 and he'll give you big minutes. That's what wins your games. Big games.
Looking back at the Great Britain Australia Test matches, I just want to dive into like who you used to like playing against. Was there any players that you really respected from the opposite side? And who was on the Australian side you just couldn't stand? There's got to be a few in there.
No, just nobody. Nobody. I didn't want to know who I was playing against because obviously you tell somebody somebody's so good all the time. Oh, he's good. He's good. You watch this, watch that. That's going to put doubt in your mind. And somebody telling you how the opposition is so good, which, I mean, he's good because he's playing for Australia, but you don't need reinforcing. So I didn't want to really know who he was marking against. I didn't want to go into the detail, what they did wrong. I just wanted to see him, and I expect everything.
Yeah.
But there was one guy, who's the Pearl, he ended up coming to Wigan.
Right.
Because this is where I got it wrong. Because when I went out to play with Canterbury, I played in the World Cup final a while ago. And Chris Anderson comes to say, we're going to play in Brisbane Broncos to see you getting against Steve Renouf. And I went, yeah, it's all right. I've got him. Anyway, he scored 4 tries.
Oh, yeah.
Runs fast, mate. Chris Anderson comes up to me, so I told you he was good. I went, yeah, he's pretty good, him. Yeah, no, so I just thought, right, I don't want to know. I just yeah.
Do you think we're guilty of that too much now?
Overanalyzing.
No, I'm on about like putting like some of these Australian players on a pedestal a bit too much. You know, all we talk about is like NRL superstars and this and that, don't we? And if you watch that first England game back from the Ashes that we just had, I think it took 20 minutes for England players to actually start believing that they could compete with this side.
Yeah. If everyone tells you they're so good and everything, obviously it's a different mindset when you go, because you obviously got to go out to win. You've got to believe you're going to win. Otherwise, your mindset's not right. You ain't going to win a game in Rugby League. But me personally, I just didn't want to know.
Yeah.
I didn't want to know who's the superstar on that team. Obviously, you get to know them because obviously what they do, but I try not to. That worked well for me. Would it work well for front rowers or who have to mix it? I'm saying this as a centre who don't have to really mix it with the big forwards and stuff and that. So my perspective on things is probably different to other people's, but that's just the way I went about my game in general. Not even in Super League as well. I tried not to, the opposite numbers, not to think too much about them.
Fair enough. So as well as Great Britain and England, we touched on it a little bit. There's one cap for Ireland there. How did that come about?
Thank Terry O'Connor.
I wondered if he was in.
And Barry McDermott. Yeah. So friendly with them. Connolly got to have any Irish and senses into, which I have, but I don't think they go back. I think they go back a bit further than needed to be, and I kept telling them this. So I was out with them one night drinking, some do, and apparently they talked me into it that night, and I can't remember. Obviously, Steve O'Neill was the coach, who's good friends with them too. I get a phone call 8 o'clock in the morning saying, I believe you want to play for Ireland. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. But next minute, announces I'm playing for Ireland. So that's how that come about. And that game was after a test series against the Kiwis. And it was on a Wednesday night up in Scotland. So I played in a test series against 40,000 people. Wednesday night, went up to Scotland. It must have been 20 men, 4 dogs and a cat watching us play, freezing cold. I had to have a jab in my shoulder to play because my shoulder was not so good. So I had a painkiller in my shoulder just to play that game on Wednesday night. I thought, what have I done here? That alcohol doesn't agree with you, Gary.
That's yeah, because I didn't know when that game happened. I'll be honest, and I did a little bit of digging. I thought, oh, surely it was like a World Cup year or something like. Because there were World Cup years, weren't there, where we had quite a strong England.
Yeah. So I played in that one game. Then I was going to play in the World Cup for Ireland.
Oh right.
Yeah, I think it was a year later or whatever. So I was committed to him then, but I just got old and I just needed a rest that year. I turned around to Steve and I said, look, man, I'm not going to play in this World Cup. I think I need to focus on being right for Wigan or wherever I was. I just thought my body's took too much. I just needed a rest. So that's the reason I didn't play for Ireland in the World Cup. Yeah, my body needed a rest.
So we're talking about like Ireland, strange international there. You did have a little stint in Rugby Union as well, didn't you? You did play a little bit at Harlequins, Rugby Union. Is that right?
I played for Harlequins, played for Oral, and I played for Munster.
All right.
Yeah. So I've played for.
How did you find that transition then? Like, going to play, was it a dramatically different style of rugby? How did you get?
Yeah, so that I had an opportunity to go to play for Harlequins, was it 96, 97, something like that. Is when it all come back on the Bath Wigan games, when we played Rugby Union and we went and we won the Sevens on Wigan. So everything come back, So it was all come on the back of that. So that season, in the off season. I think there was 4 of us from Wigan, me, Inga Tugamala, Henry Paul and Jason Robinson, all got offered contracts to go and play Rugby Union. Never played Rugby Union before. My only game was the Bath game and the Sevens game. And I thought, nah. And then the next minute, my agent come up to me and said, I've got you start at Harlequins. I've always liked Harlequins because I like the colour of the top. Plus, Will Carlin.
Yeah.
Go along, play like Will Carlin, Jason Leonard. Go along, opportunity to go and play with these type of players. So I just thought, yep, I'll go and play.
Did you see it as a test for yourself as well?
Yeah, because I didn't, still don't know the rules to be fair with you. But as positions go inside our outside centre, which was playing, it's very similar to
Yeah.
Very, very similar. So that was in my advantage. So I knew I'd go down there and I'd do all right because obviously we was professional. They was coming into it on all that side of it. But I was quite confident I'd do all right. And my first month there, I got voted Player of the Month. I've never been voted Player of the Month in Rugby League in my life. I got a welcome to you being voted Player of the Month. I went, really? Yeah, so no, I went down and it was brilliant with me. I can't tell you how good all the players walked into the change rooms. Mate, it was just so different before a game. You get there 3 hours before. Like, I'm not one for messing around and change before. Give me 20 minutes, get my kit on, because that's what I do with Rugby League. Dead quiet, Rugby League change rooms, atmosphere, everyone dead quiet. Don't say it. Captain says a few words, go out, play. Rugby, you're there 3 before, watching videos, doing this. Then I'm in the change room before, then you have to get up and you have to have a big hug, you have to have like a big squeeze, and they're all shouting, and Jason Lennon's in the middle. No way, he's in the middle going, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. Go around to all the players, comes to me, he goes, you're going to do this, and I go, yeah, I'm not a clue what he was going on about, but I was going to do it. So I teased down in my eyes, and I'm like, what the hell, this is a bit emotional. Don't get emotional. And I'm like, because all your teammates, emotional, give a squeeze. I'm like, well, I'm like, walking out, I'm like, so it goes to Will. I said, I've done 2 sessions. I said, I don't know where to stand. He looked at me. He goes, Gareth, forwards, one side, get to the forwards, backs, other side, stand where the backs are, out of the road, they won't kick to you.
Right.
You know what's coming down here. So I goes out there, stood there. I was playing against London Irish, I think it was, and Clive Woodward was coach. So obviously he knew he's going to kick to me. So the ball goes up in the air, comes straight to me. I'm this big signing. And it goes up, I'm thinking, I've watched a bit of Rugby Union. I do a kick, I do this, and everything. I went through every scenario, what to do when I caught the ball.
Oh, we're in there.
Yeah. So I didn't think about catching the ball. So the ball knocked on, they got to go and they scored a try. And welcome to Rugby Union, Gary. But anyhow, I ended up going on scoring a try and doing all right in that game.
So you transitioned pretty well into Rugby Union then. Were there any players that it just didn't click with? I mean, it must have been difficult for halfbacks.
Yeah, I don't think they would have went for halfbacks. They went for people who could play and then the outside backs, basically. They wouldn't go for a forward playing on a forward.
What was Henry playing?
Whatever he wanted, he was a genius.
Yeah, he might have been playing. He'd probably been playing 10.
He played inside centre, I think.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. So then, it's Inga. He went and played. I think I played against him. Like, geez, I'm going to play against Inga. Then Jason, obviously, career he's had. So he was. So it's always the outside backs, or if you're going forward, you need to play in the outside backs. So you just couldn't. The games in the forwards just massively apart. You just wouldn't dream of crossing over.
And what about the famous Wigan Bath game where you played 1/2 league, 1/2 union?
No, it was all league.
Oh, it was all.
They come and played us.
It was
the Saints. Saints played Sale, I think, doing it that way.
2-game series, wasn't it? You played one game of league and one game of union.
Yeah.
I mean, the league game obliterated them, didn't you?
Yeah, but we didn't know what I was expecting. Then I was going on coach, so we started our strongest side. And we thought, right, we're in for a test here. You just didn't know, did you? Then on the bus going to the game, we said, they had a trial game against somebody and they put 40 on them. And we looked at him, all right, okay. So we had an understanding then of just obviously the result of that game. I think we started and we just took our plays off, and it was just, I mean, they scored a try and it was good, and they went, and they just found it hard getting back, going forwards and backwards. We knew that. And it was probably hard for them to play league than it was for us to go and play union. Just for the simple basics of that, and you've got less men on the park as well.
Yeah, do you know what I always remember about that series? They had half league commentary and half rugby union commentary, and I just remember Steve-O and the guy from rugby union, I forget his name, just didn't get on at all, right? And Steve-O was just sticking it to him all the way through the game.
Yeah, he didn't like league. I knew you mean. Yeah. I can't remember his name, but yeah, I knew you mean. Yeah, he was. He gave some compliments when it was due, but yeah, he was.
Yeah, Steve-O stuck it.
He did,
big time in that. So you played with the first game league, and was it the second?
Yeah, the first game was league. The second game was at Twickenham against Bath, but yeah, playing rugby union. But
can you remember? I can't remember too much of that one.
Yeah, I remember it. It's one of me. Yeah, it's that game and when we won sevens stick in my mind because it was different. So you get to remember things like that. But no, it was good. I was a bit disappointed. We started the game and we fell into the trap of trying to play rugby union, and we picked. Great player Joel Harden was my hero, but he was a coaching staff and he was pretty worse than ever, you know what I mean? Just because they played Real, we played Graham West, another coach, you know, because they played a rugby union.
Yeah.
And that didn't go well with us because we like playing against the top team. Your coach, we just tried to play a bit more rugby union because we had a few rugby union guys in us. That helped us as well. And in the second half, we just said, right, lads, just get the ball and throw it around. And we should have done more of that in the first half.
Yeah.
Because we're never going to win line-outs. Even when we had the ball, wherever, we were just shocking. We were shockingly bad. We're going to win the scrums.
You're never going to win a scrum. I
think the Moulders think the Moulders from their half to our half and scored a try. It must be the longest maul ever. It took 15 minutes or so. He killed a bit of time for us. We get to one end to the other, but we couldn't stop him. I mean, yeah. They was quite good as well with us because they could have done more of that, but they started throwing about. But the respect was there for both of us. We respected them there. They come up to us and they said to us that was one of the toughest games, the fastest games they've played because they had more stop starting where we wanted to keep it going.
Yeah,
and we come off and we went, oh, that was quite an easy game for us because we didn't get much ball. It was outside patch, you know. So it was good. It was good. It was a good experiment and a good game.
What was I can't remember the score in the Union game. Wasn't as one-sided as the league fixture, was it?
4-20, something like that.
Yes.
I think we scored 3 tries in the second half. Craig scored 2 full lengths, and I think Inga scored or something like that. And I scored it first half, but I'd give a forward pass. In rugby union.
All right.
You know what I mean? We were never forward. No in league we were forward, but obviously that day it was forward.
No bias there. Then.
No.
What about post-match celebrations, or did you have a social with the union, with the Bath side afterwards?
No, I think because we was in mid-season, so we had to. I think we just jumped on the coach and we come straight back. Straight after that, we didn't. After the sevens, we all went into London. I think. Liverpool was playing I think they was playing Man United with the white suits or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So I think
John Wilkin brought that back this year. Grand final, I don't know if you noticed.
Oh, you did, yeah. So we were friendly with a few Liverpool players, so we got invited to after party. So we through the south after sevens, we went to them and ended up having a few drinks over with them lot, which was good fun.
I can tell by looking at this.
That sevens tournament, you didn't just win it though, did you? You absolutely just walked it, didn't you?
Yes or no? At times, yeah.
Didn't you play Wasps in final, or was that?
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah, we knew that if we got the ball, we scored. We was going to score tries.
Yeah,
we knew that it was a matter of getting the ball, and that was our biggest. Even in sevens, which is more easy to win the ball in sevens than it is in obviously 15s. But we knew we got the ball, we score tries. And so we just said, right, just defend. When we get the ball, we throw it wild, score tries. And that's what happened. even that we went three tries down, the referee didn't give us much. I think I got done for an high tackle and ripped the ball off him. I'm like, that weren't high. I got the ball, you know. And as soon as we got the ball in that, we scored tries, and it was a bit longer as well because the finals were 10 minutes instead of 7 minutes. So we thought suited us, and they was gassed out on the feet, you know. And to be fair, I think Martin Fire played in there. He was about 60%, 70% fit, and he still did amazing, you know. So,
but what was it about Martin of Fire? Was he just lightning quick? And
no, he was lightning quick, but he's very elusive. So he gets the ball and he could
dance around.
Dance around with you. I mean, that sevens team. I tell people that sevens team, and they go, right, that's an all-time great sevens team. Jason one wing, Martin, Sean Edwards, Henry Paul, Andy Farrell, Scott Quinnell, and Inga Tugamala. I mean, that's some Rugby Union sevens team.
Yeah.
Even now, we've probably with a bit of training and a bit of coaching would do all right, you know.
Well, you didn't get invited back after that one, did you?
Bradford went back and they did it 2 years and they won it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, I think the door was shut at that point.
Yeah, I think it was.
No more of this.
Yeah.
No, you don't. How dare you come here and beat us at our own game? Yeah, brilliant. It's a good coup for rugby league. That.
Did you enjoy playing rugby union though?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I nearly signed for Harlequins after because my contract was up with Wigan. And Clive Woodward, I had a meeting with Clive Woodward, and he wanted me to be the first England player, you know, to sign a contract. Yeah. I think Jason was. I was in discussions talking. Then my last game for Harlequins, I snapped my cruciate. So that I think played a big part of me not being signing for England.
Yeah.
But I was 27 at the time, and I thought it was a good time to have a go at Rugby Union. And
there's big changes in the game then, weren't there?
Yeah. So it was a big contract. So I'd be contract to England. They put me with the Rugby Union team, and I was deep in conversations with them, and it was nearly well into head. Then I ended up snapping my cruciate in a game, and then had to come back Wigan and tell Wigan I can't. I've snapped my cruciate after they let me go and play for Harlequins.
Yeah, you just said there you were like deep in conversation. This is something we've never covered on this podcast, and you might not even want to answer it. But did you say you had an agent?
I had an agent, yeah. But at that time I did, yeah.
Right. So before that, was it literally just a case of you knocked on the chairman's door and you were negotiating contracts and and how did that change when you started having an agent? And
I think agents come into it when it went full-time professional.
Right.
Yeah, that's when the agents... But then I had an agent when I was in Canterbury. I think, I can't remember, it was put me on to David McKnight, who was agent for one of the two people. But I was still going in. I still talked to Saints, but I had an agent because I wanted to chat with me.
Yeah.
So, but he got me to Harlequins. I would never got there without him, which he was grateful and stuff and that. But yeah, it's basically just you knocked on the door, you go, well, they invited you in for a meeting, sat down, you had a chat with them, and just talk what you wanted to do, and this is what we're offering. Take it or leave it, basically. There was not much negotiations going involved because back then they had all the cards because Bosman. That changed everything for the players wise. So when you left a club, you can go to any club for a free transfer. Now, if that Bosman would have come in, for me, I could have turned around and said, well, I'm not going Wigan. I just played my contract out, and Wigan would have got me for nothing. 4 months later, you know. So that was a massive turning point for the players anyway. The game.
Are there any? You might even know this. Are there any players these days that don't have agents, or is it just? No,
they get them quite young, don't they? And there's quite of them, yeah. So, and they're good agents because it takes the pressure off them, and they know what the value you're worth. And if you have a good relationship with clubs, which majority of them do, no, they're good for the player.
It's probably a bit like an estate agent. I would have thought you can sell your own house, can't you? You know what I mean? But you've got to learn all the red tape. You've got to handle everything. Whereas an agent will take all that stress off, and they'll have an idea of market value.
Long as the agent's got the players' interest at first, that is good. So I'm not big into all these agents. Have maybe 100 kids or whatever, because you just can't give you time. But if you have enough that you can give you time to, that's an agent I'll go for. Someone who, at my age, he was only starting out, so he had 4 or 5 of us. So he put a lot of time into it, which he could.
Yeah.
I think if I was giving advice to any kid, I'd just say, how many other clients have you got? And if he's got quite a lot, not very well, because I might be totally wrong here. He might say, well, easy, I've got all these contacts. But I'd really probably want somebody to get to know the agent, get me, not a friend as such, but, do that road.
You're talking about advice, for kids regarding agents. What advice have you got for young players that are like trying to break into the game now?
Well, the game's moved on, everyone's professional, and all these young kids. I do a little bit of coaching. With my lad, under 17 Chevy Sharks, we've just had our presentation on Saturday night. 6 of them have gone and got scholarships at clubs and stuff, which is good. So they're asking me all the time, and I'm just saying, if it's something you want to do, just pour everything into it. You've got one chance at this, and give it everything. Don't go out and do what I did 15 to 30 years ago or whatever, because it's different times. You've got to go and just give it your all. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. You're young enough to go on and do whatever you want in life. But if it's something you want, focus on it and do your best to achieve it.
Right. I want to go back to, before we start wrapping this up, talking about your most memorable moments, probably at Wigan, because that was, where you played most of your career. There's one game in particular I really want to touch on, and Brisbane Broncos World Club Challenge, 54,000 people there. You went in the backyard and turned them over, didn't you? What was that like? What do we remember?
Best game ever.
Yeah.
Best game ever. But the best 2 weeks ever. Because what led up to it, and I don't want to go too much into it, but it was our last game. I'll just give you a bit of a background of what the mentality was going into this game. We had a long season. We played in the Premiership final on the Sunday, and we was flying out on the Wednesday to play the following Wednesday. So Kelvin Skerritt got his jaw brought by, can't remember his name. I should remember his name. Anyway, broke his jaw, so he couldn't play. Andy Platt, our prop, went on. He was going to play in it because he went on to play for New Zealand Warriors. Dean Bell, our captain, went on. We lost our captain, so we lost our captain and 2 front rowers. So that was leading up to the game. We knew we were going to have them 3 players. Obviously, you got your Mad Monday, as you always do, because your last game was a Saturday night. So you had to get that in as well before we flew out, which obviously it's what you do, isn't it? So we flew out.
It's one of these things, Mad Monday. It's like there's like a player code, isn't there? It's what happens on Mad Monday don't end up on a rugby league podcast.
Yeah. So we flew out on the Wednesday as a team, and then there's obviously our players are chatting and everything. And okay, what can we do? What can we do? And apparently one of the players came and said, there's a person who holds a record of drinking the most pints of beer on a plane from Australia to England. And apparently the person who has it is David Boone, a cricketer. We can't have that, can we?
No.
We can't have a cricketer doing that. So no word of a lie, one of our players, a few of us said, well, we'll have a go. Well, we're going out there. He went, well, why not? So we all sat on the plane, and it was about 4 or 5 of us. We're having a drink. This is on the Wednesday going out. And he got to Singapore, and he must have been 30 cans in. And Graham West comes along, and he just says, lad, what are you doing? He says, I've told him. It's no, you're not. So he put an end to it, which rightly so, as a coach would do. And we got to Australia, and we stayed in Gold Coast. So because we was playing in Brisbane State, it's only an hour down the road. So we got there Friday night and got to our hotel, and Graham West said to us, right lads, he says, you've had a tough season. He said, we've got a bus now, we're going on a bit of a cruise, we're going to do a few bars. That's what we're doing. So we got on this, this is all right, Friday night, boom. And he dropped us off in Gold Coast at 2 o'clock in the morning. He said, right lads, go and enjoy you. See you training Tuesday. And I went, what, you what? He said, so you're training Monday. So we got Friday, Saturday, Sunday in Gold Coast. Yeah, do what you want. honestly. So we went, we had a good time. So I was man Monday, went into that. That was our preparation. Train Monday, Tuesday, half an hour. Goes to play Brisbane Broncos, beats them.
That's crazy. 2 training sessions.
Yeah,
30 minutes.
And
massive
three,
flight.
and a couple of drinking sessions. So on the way home, everyone, half the team, about 8 of us, all flew down to Sydney, because we're at the end of season, so we've got a couple of months off. Half the team went home. So there's about 6 of us went down to Sydney, stayed in Coogee, and we all flew home different times. So one on back of our mind is this world record for David Boone. So
yeah,
Neil Cowie. And we went home stage, so Neil Cowie went home, but two days before I went home with Martin Hall. Anyway, got some text message off him. Yes, I'm the new record holder. I've done 58 cans and 2 glasses of wine on the plane going over. So Martin Hall and them were big components of who can drink the most. Like challenge, you can do this, no matter what it was. You do that, I'll do that. Don't matter what drink, it could be anything. Cups of coffee, cups of water. I can do more than you. So he got into that mode of drinking. Anyway, I was with Martin that time, and he tried to talk me into it, but I was having none of it. We had a good week. So we got on the plane, and I think it was in business class, and we did maybe 24 to Singapore, which is 8 hours, which is good. We got off the plane at Singapore airport, and it's massive if you've ever been to Singapore. Okay, it's a long way to the first stop. Straight to the first bar, 2 pints of beer. I turned around and looked at Martin Hall, he's fast asleep on the floor. I thought, this is all right. So he did 2 drinks, so I drunk, he's drunk, and we tried getting back on the plane. We couldn't get him on because he was a bit drunk and a bit tired. So we had to get him a wheelchair. So we had to put him in a wheelchair back on the plane. And this air hostess come on. Is he all right? He took some sleeping tablets. We got him on the plane, threw him there, threw a blanket round. 12 hours later, returns up at Heathrow Airport. So we have a new world record. Who's a rugby league player was Neil Cowie. He's 58 cans.
That's probably, I don't think that's ever going to be beaten the way that they restrict stuff.
Not nowadays, no. No chance.
No, that's cool.
So beat Brisbane and world record in a long weekend.
Yeah.
Just touch on the game. 54,000 weren't there for that match.
Yeah.
What did it feel like beating them in their own backyard?
Yeah.
Nobody gave you a chance, did they?
Nobody gave us a, but we was confident.
Yeah.
Yeah. We was confident. We was going. We got a message off them at the going to the game, and they were so confident. I think it was on, I don't know, guaranteed money, whatever it was. They wanted to win it takes all. That's how.
All right.
Yeah. And we got off. Whatever. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the decision was, but they were saying they wanted. So they was going for it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And we got in the change room. We just sat down. We had one team meeting. We looked at everybody's eyes. I could see it in the change room. Everyone's going to go out there, and we're going to give our all. We're going to win this. You could feel it. You know, the atmosphere in the change room.
Yeah.
Then we started really well. Then we just dug in and defended. Like I said before, all your big games, you've got to defend well, and that's what in that game. You look at the commentary. So I've watched clips of that game back, and they cut all the Australians go, "Oh, these Pommies can defend a bit, can't they?" Yeah, and that like, it's a surprise to him. But you know, you pick the right people. You need a team. You've got to be able to defend to win games.
You said it was the best game ever.
Yeah.
Do you mean personally, or as a collective?
As a collective, I think you ask anybody who played in that, and they all go there. That's one of the greatest. Because going to Australia,
it's one of the, I'd say probably one of the highest profile rugby league games ever, pretty much.
Yeah, going to Australia. I mean, when Saints did the same thing, didn't they?
Yeah.
Made up for Saints. They went over because every other team went to Australia. They've not done so well. So we did it, and obviously Saints went out and did it as well, which that was phenomenal what they did as well. It's a massive achievement winning it over in England, but winning it over in Australia, jumping on the plane after a tough season.
Yeah,
I mean, they were fresh. We played 50 games. We went without our 3 internationals.
Yeah.
Our 2 front runners, I think Billy McGinty played. Our front was Neil Cowan and Billy McGinty, who's probably 14 stone. but was amazing for us, because you knew in that change room before, everyone could see it. Everyone wanted to win. The mindset as well. If you go out there thinking you're going to win, you're more chances of winning than you are. I mean, if you are mindset of, we're just going to get this somehow. Massive.
Incredible. I'm going to watch that game. I'm going to check it out. I've got to watch it. Yeah,
I think it's on YouTube actually, isn't it?
There's clips around YouTube. Yeah. Comes up.
What year was it? I'm trying to remember what year it was.
94.
Did we have the World Club Challenge series? Was that after that?
That was 97. Yeah.
97. Yeah. So I remember that quite well. How did Wigan get on in that?
Yeah. So
because there weren't many British teams won, was there?
Yeah, so we flew out to Australia. No records were broken that. Yeah, so we flew out. We had 3 weeks in Australia. Obviously, we was based in the same place as what did as well for beating the Brisbane Broncos in Gold Coast.
Yeah.
So we was based there. Then we flew down and we played Canterbury, which was brilliant for me because my old club, Canterbury. And I think we was beating them 20 points to 0 or something in the first half. And we just defended well. We won our first game. Well, that was it because nobody else won. So we didn't do so well like Brisbane Broncos and went to the Canberra didn't do so well there, but we didn't need to. We just went out in that one game. Then that got us the chance to obviously carry on. When they come over to play, then we beat them again, Canterbury, Central Park. With the help of a referee, because I think they had 11 men, but
all right.
No, he got one sent off late on in 10 minutes or something. One late on, but
right, Gary. So first of all, thanks for coming down. And
no problem. Enjoyed it.
I've loved listening to your stories, getting the insights that we've never had off other people before. From an era in rugby that I think will always go down in history as been like some of the golden years in rugby league. So it's been great to hear about that. Just talk to us a little bit about what you're doing now. Like, what do you do like after the game is finished for you?
I look after kids. I work with kids, so I don't go too much into that because obviously it's a bit personal. But yeah,
Gary, really appreciate you travelling down to Wolverhampton of all places.
I know.
I know you didn't expect that when I messaged you saying, "Do you want to come on the Rugby League podcast?" And
I've never been to Wolverhampton before. It's nice to go to new places, but. When I got here, when you got here, you told me I was going to walk here, wasn't I?
Yeah.
You didn't want me to walk, and I thought that says something about the place.
No, it's all right. No, cheers for coming down. I've loved hearing some of the old stories and looking back on some of the old games, and I hope our viewers appreciate it as well. So yeah, thanks very much for coming down, mate.
Cheers, thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Pleasure.